ma obi bia kwa ba e de ba the sit down show so e will revolt GH e frame Kumasi Nyame te said de bia e de bremo no and so your interview kese pa e de bremo ye ne Ghana Highlife legend ba ko kese pa di akotene wo dwumadi mu ache a friend of Mr. Ben Brako daddy nwa kwa ba
nana nyame me da was we do so
they said the mohuno no papa yi de ka nwom de Ghana nwom de odi o started to nwom na ye nwo me kra bizame ma me kra do yi am papa wato nwom ache ene ne ho nkomo de betwetwe ba bi o sha nwom ase ba bi nwom de na kudru dada me sam wakwa ba bi ya titi din na Ben Brako o style is unique obia wo de we o si classify all the type of genre obia do rem ni ade o a very unique person. But beginning, no, if you see who will be cast a Ben Brako,
Well, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, well, you see much. Na me kwada bim nya na me panyum to pa nti na those days na you need entertainment facilities for fisa that the best one you want is masters boys no more wine no o mo de nails is a record is 78 his masters boys at the end and a few records into sometimes cross my parents yeah visitors that's all more yeah almost get fed up with the list of records now no more friends and meeting you mom. Oh, okay. I started by entertaining my parents' guests at home. Now, if they me call, just say me papa o too quite pa because no ye ma Ministry of Agric. So I'm supposed to know cotton there so say no so himfa kede kibi ichima enti na ama school me say me call 10 schools before I make secondary school because of the
money.
And at one time we decided we need to go boarding school so that we are in school. We come for holidays, but just a school time there until say we have a stable schooling. Very good. And the only woman called St. John's Preparatory and Primary, Wakra. Now, being a boarding school, now, Saturday night entertainment. And Ubia be just to amuse the students. And the say now between and that's how I started singing outside. So now I call St. College from 1. And it's no more Saturday night entertainment. Now my brother Penny was one of the entertainment professor. Me to young parent, a young friend.
So with the talent, now obusunya for a feed, will be so with that specific talent.
Women say I love singing.
Okay. It was just open your mouth to an aluminum so wouldn't
well, women say me I had a passion and interest for it. And remember me say no encouraging me. Or criticize it, some of my singing habits, making me aware of myself and how I'm handling it, that kind of thing. And from 1, so I guess it's me got to new stage, Now, me really feel now. Me do from 3 no more forming school band, school no equipment, no more forming school band. Ne feel no more per vocalist, no more kai say. From 1, me got 2. So movies some say if I would do it, I was very happy. And that's how I me get involved with an organized group band. Okay. And from there,
at this stage, sponsored by the school.
Yeah, no, sponsored by the school, but okay. Just say you do summer holidays, sir. Yeah, it's me call out. You call carousel, you ball Accra, Tiptoe. Lido, time of places be Kumasi, near Bo Hotel Americana, And in so many places, as is I am in Kai Papa.
Yes, St. Augustine's move free Cape Coast to back Kumasi Bay show in the name of the school.
Debbie.
Okay.
School time, the year shows with other schools. Some 1 year schools, it be a meeting, and I say be internally or a year function be a speech and prize giving day. Then we'll come and play. And I say yeah, intercolleges, and I say be a intercollegiate function be a hand. Then we play. Sometimes we have functions like with Holy Child. Until we intermingle and then we play. Until school time, that's what we did. And then we used to have pop chains and stuff. All the schools in Cape Coast will come. And then they will rank the school bands. And that kind of thing. But holiday time, no. Then we will go out and play with the professional bands.
Okay.
You know. Until we even went to Lome to play at one time.
Oh wow!
You know, where we were that accepted into. That's how. Oh yeah. We were
now quite. Lead singer at that time.
And I'm a lead singer.
Okay.
But we had another singer called Bella.
Okay.
You know, yeah. And you know, to do sixth form. That's still bands, some of the bands now you meeting on more for TV specials. And then we call University of Ghana. Now, that time, I wasn't part of any band, but now, me and more guitar. That's when I started writing songs. And most of my songs from Bayase, I wrote them when I was in the university.
And all this time now in band, and I won't say that.
We used to play a copy. We used to play popular songs.
Okay, as a copyright now.
As most bands do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started writing my own songs, and then in my final year, I decided to say I will form a band
in Legon.
And test out my music. And the band was formed specifically just to try out my music and see how people take it. And we only played 2 gigs because that was my final year and it was a busy year. And played only 2 gigs.
Legon, now your course be Legon.
Me a Greek economics.
Oh, okay. Greek economics.
And 2 gigs, no. The funny thing is 3, 4, 5 years after, no, some of the people who came to the show still remembered.
Oh wow!
Some of the songs. Into Bia, Minambia, Michelle, B or Club, maybe Magrizo, you know, that kind of thing. So I realized that just once you know, it hit them. I said, well, I have to take this thing, you know, seriously. I couldn't help myself.
And then the motivation, you free the people, no.
Yeah, because that was really the purpose why I formed the band. Band, you know, Agroma Guduriba. And you know, I was in the corporate world. You know, I was doing very well, but now still I'm feeling there's something missing in my life. And then I always used to have this dread. One day I'll become an old man like I am now, and look back and regret not doing music. And after a while, I just withdrew from the corporate world. And in Ghana, it was a bit difficult for me until I went to England and then started working on music.
Okay. And basically, we started the career in England now.
Yeah, that was in the early 80s, I think.
At that time, to me, the best the first project I'm ready for the market in Ghana.
Oh, I think within 2 years, you know, because I was ready. I mean, I've been prepared. You know, music is me all the time. If people know me, say I'm always humming, singing, creating, you know, music all the time. And in those times, I was ready, but it's just getting the practical expertise, especially for recording, because I'd never done recording before. And he made tested 1 or 2 tracks be. Now me did mukakran. Then straight away I went in and did my first album, which you know, straight away exploded on the scene into. You can't say Ben Brako, massive money.
Right. And the time now too, it was a very, very nice song. Me started with mommy a table pa. We listen to you all the time. Sometimes also you don't get it. It's even on that kind of song, no. Obviously, it's a about Ninia. It started hitting you. Say, sing to that mommy. You know, we grew up on it. It was very, very, very nice song.
Yeah.
But after release it, like album, no, by album. The next, album better or the by the bear say within that space, no.
I'm saying the bear 3 years or so. Now me release another album called Everybody. And but maybe I'm releasing too many because I take my time to work my songs and create the songs to the level that I feel they are ready for studio. Okay. Then I go into the studio.
Because some say, musicians be every year be
we don't cry more than one a year.
The difference in they say because I'm kind of now do be this.
There's a lot of difference. We'll say I'm not criticizing them, but with most musicians, no, if you listen to one song, you can see the same song in all their songs. We'll say Highlife say, Ufa guitar man Highlife. Basically the same format. But it's the singing, the rendition on top. Different songs. Utie and Pedunyuma. The same format. But just a story or cano. And then you more to na different. But the basic rhythm no. The same 3-4 chords no. Sometimes when it changes kakra. But it's the same. And you listen to a lot of musicians, it's the same. But they tweak it a little bit here. So for them it's just another story. But for me, I think the melody and the rhythms are very, very important for me. Because I think they tell their own story. I believe a really good song is a song one instrumental affect you the same way. So what I say. That's why some songs be why there's no singing, but it engenders feeling you who say, I did it. And make feeling good by my it be also we are agitated. Music is like that. And your lyrics, as someone walk over it should work with feeling that rhythm na so be ma. And we create different songs for different purposes.
And the material can I say, and I say you're not just making music because me hear music. You are making music it feels right to make this music.
Yes. It actually comes to me.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm surprised at the songs and even the lyrics I'm singing because it's not. Sometimes I don't plan it. It just comes. When it comes, it's ready.
Like okay, say it comes now. Like to say a bass. I saw for one young commission. I also be because nyamiaka sache me. Utmi young commission. So it be sana. How was it like? Okay, say it comes now.
Didn't talk too much, but media did. I remember one incident when Lami Ole gone. Your former band, this song, a friend in Tassi. The song came to me suddenly one night, and it was so strong. That very night, and I got up and went to one of my friends we used to call him Agbo Aye, and he was training in music, traditional music nadia. And it was late because Bonnie Pungi just with that, so it's Ben. So then is there the problem? So you open the door. To be open and catch us a and you be ambam so no, I say, what are you talking about? Let me see, me too. chorus na the nature no. Say, Ben pa, what kind of palaver is this? Go and sleep. Now I'll call lecture. But you know, that's how it came to me.
It's pushing you.
And then, you know, any lyrics that now came with the chorus all at once. And it was almost a complete song as it came to me. So what is it?
There's a words I would be to be out for me about what dream.
It just flows like that. Sometimes. It was what made some me bought building big now. Say, you say, a friend said, Anukum. But say the same rhythm. I said, Basilova. Tap, 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 tape, 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 tap, tap. Then the inspiration comes, and then how you render it and make it different.
Let's be the okay, and I said, and you be walk around, said, I'm for pen to be passed. Some a tron we see.
No. No, apart from lyrics, no. Because lyrics, no, so several wholeness so perfect, no. So that will tour, ne flow. We say, you be what? Lyrics, ne feeling natural. If you also say, I say, force kakao. No.
Do you share time and any the way I was in your money, time or the release when your money about try when your mind, and the mouth about out like that. And I said, a little bit different from a normal war than I know. Is it because of Sandman?
I think it's partly, at least, because of that. To say, I feel say a natural, me expressions no, my musical expressions no, it touches people because it's natural. So that is the gift, I think.
The talent, you know, that's also the hard work, you know. Talent with hard work.
One of the most beautiful things, and they say, you have this idea of a song in your head for a long time. Then you go into the studio, you teach them what you want, and then make sure that they get it right. And then your song is playing back to you. You know, that realization is so beautiful.
So you made it.
Yes, yes. It's one of the greatest rewarding feelings ever. And for me, that gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Any people break Ghana music and any industry, do you share in that idea? Say the Ghana music in any industry.
In so many senses, no, it is right. First of all, your marketing is and when you think about it commercially now, it is not as rewarding as, for instance, you compare to Nigeria. You look at the population, look at the market, look at the United States. If you are a noted star in the USA, you're bound to make a lot of money. You understand? And you can attain any heights you like because you have the support and the system there that allows you to do as excellent a job as you can. So in Ghana, it's not like that. These days, there's a lot of more studios, but you know, when it comes to excellence, you know, it's a different ball game. So on and mention. And then apart from that, also, you have to look at it from a traditional point of view, where music is not monetized. That's what I say. And it's a social thing. It's just part of our living. Singing, like the way we worship, like the way we do everything, it's just part of our lives. You're singing whilst you're working, you're singing when you're bathing, you're singing when you're everything. You do all things as part. It's not an institution, but it's part of your day-to-day living. It's just like the way we worship God now. We will say we don't have an organized church, but it is part of our day-to-day life. We should be always.
It's a form of worship.
So we live in the presence of God all the time. There's no better religion than that. So that is living. Just say one more set of rules there, and here for social control and cohesion. You see, Nyame 10 commandments.
It is a the way we set up Ghana industry now. It doesn't help the musicians. No. Like how
on a commercial basis, no,
yeah,
naturally doesn't do that. You have to create it.
Okay.
You have to create it.
And to say we share Ghana industry is here because there are so many times, especially aged musicians, what Mr. Jiwalaka, now what the TV so now Osun Papa Yansen, so no more TV so now almost says a new more bokrano or when you be offended. Is it the industry no? And I say set it up be for musicians in that state, and I say should it be say one and say taking care of themselves?
I think ideally, no one is taking care of us. Traditionally, no. The musicians, no. The society takes care of them. What I say, they get attached to be a himfi. And I say, one more year festivals, there was a drumming, dancing, singing.
This is traditional.
Traditionally. And they are taken care of. And in fact, in Ghana, no one more year, even old-time musicians who say, they want to buy a drink for them, they want to dash them something. That is how
the society takes care of them.
But in the modern, so-called modern society, as in the government now, which doesn't even recognize our culture and our tradition, there's nothing there to take care of the people who have contributed
to society
or sacrificed their life in music to please so many people, but they don't get any reward. So, that is where we had the problem. Aged musicians, they have nothing to fall on. So,
but Obiso will look at it and say, it shouldn't be the problem of the society because you're a musician, you play shows, you sell your albums and your CDs, and you made the money. And
well, to be honest with you, that is not really true. Because like the way they play your music here, on the media here, and they pay for it. In Ghana, no, they use your music for free. Because traditionally, that is how it is. What am I saying?
Okay.
You find, say, the TV stations, the radio stations, the hotels, they just use they use your music. They don't pay for it. If they were to pay for it, the market itself is not big enough, say, they make you very rich, except in a very few cases. People have actually monetized their crafts as musicians. But the tradition is such that we didn't monetize.
Yeah, is it because you mean blended what we have taken up right now, which is the Western culture, and then a traditional way of doing things, Because you look at it in the Western culture, to say America, for instance, musicians are being paid when their music are being played on radio, on TV, they are being paid for that. But yet, then is it because we don't understand how that system, who say be a ball and our institutions be all and no be making sure say your ball be
because of that, because honestly we have a dichotomy between our traditional lives and our so-called borrowed lives, modern lives. The government is based on the colonial governance system, which is an English or European system. What am I saying? They instituted that to come for the purpose for which they came to Africa. That is to exploit resources. Now, one more they negotiated with our chiefs or fought with them to take over.
Sometimes assassinated some of it.
Yeah. That's part of the fighting. Exiling them and all that. But when they were going back, instead of handing back to the people they took over from, they created an institution which they called government, Aban. And then they trained some of us to think like them, to be like them, to run it. So it was a false independence in that sense, because we have our own cultural tradition and heritage that has been created over thousands and thousands of
and
years.
And that was used to govern successfully.
In fact, it's still governing in so many rural areas. There's no police station, there's no courts. It's the chiefs and the elders who adjudicate issues, who call the shots. I'm part of the royalty of a single woman.
Okay.
Many almost suffer him. So you can see, we go there, there's no police station, but they run as a society. The system works. And the people understand it. To say, police station.
We're alien to us.
Alien to us.
Okay.
And that's why I believe, we are backing up the wrong tree. Because even the government depends on the tradition for the peace and stability in the country. You understand? If we were to remove, we have to abolish chieftaincy. They haven't actually sat down to think.
Oh,
it's not possible.
Politicians.
It's not possible.
Because
they say aka
power.
Many power. All they have, even the fact that they own lands, no crap. A chieftaincy. There's a guy called Kwabunya, Jacob Wilson say, who sponsored chiefs to go to the British Parliament and negotiate with them so that they don't take the lands. They invest the lands back in the people. Let me tell you. So that's the only saving grace they have. And apart from the fact that the people, as traditional people, they believe in the chieftaincy because the chiefs are responsible to their people because they are part of the people. You understand? If you take an MP or a president, how can you say they are responsible to the people? If you on that, it's what by MP, a position keke.
To them,
it doesn't. They don't feel their pain. Say ye ban no akono. Say we ko yi kakra. No. But how to develop the society? No, it's not part of their business.
It depends. This assertion, they hopefully say a movie from this system that we are having to a traditional based system.
Of course,
the development of
course, because if you want to carry all your people with you in marching forward to develop your country, you have to take them on their terms. And their terms is their culture and tradition. That way, if you evolve from there, you carry everybody with you. But if you come and impose something, you say traditionally, you say Aban. What does Aban mean? Aban means a wall. It means a garrison. It means just say it's something. It's an imposed thing. We don't carry it. We don't believe in it.
It's not part of our identity as a people.
Because it's there to exploit you. It's traditional, And our traditional people have a lot more sense than we give them credit for. In fact, our educated people have no sense because they've not been taught to think, just to copy. They are a ruination, I'm telling you.
It is also institutions. I mean, say who follow. Mame akosua Japan. Na on the gamroom penny for so much discount because what is our story now? I buying the scaba blank levy near the omujiji, but it may through be near amount of 500 CD a month, it be 50 CDs. Will be to me faka free the room. No, about near man 80 CDs. Now on it or more aircon. In that sense, no, do you think say if say the traditional institution in the year Juma that distribution, ebe okay am obi enya de esese wonya
say establish a proper system because and yet something it's not part of our tradition to monetize music so and something but if we adopt our traditional we'll empathize traditional a penipa. It is a community. It is community-based, not individual-based. What am I saying? And it's not a question of say who be nyao. No, we sit down kakaka. No, what's not the best cars? If we say
more social.
No. But make everybody is okay. Everybody is important. What am I saying? It's a community consciousness, not an individualistic consciousness. And so obi pra, what's we pra?
Oh, that feeling.
No, seriously, no. It is part of the body politic. Say, obi attackwa, a group of people are, let's say, bakunwa, just a part of everybody is dead. Because we are all one.
The community feels it.
We are all one. You understand? We are all one. To be what? It's not say that person is that important, but because it's part of us. I say, what am I saying?
You are less. Fabric, a piece has been broken.
Thank you. And this is one of the basic philosophies of our culture and tradition, which we are missing out when it comes to larger governments. Because they can quote GDP, so rate of growth in your standards, but if people are not feeling it in their day-to-day living, it is all useless.
Why numbers and carry
and carry because you want to be like, let's say, America. America, Hano, there are very, very rich people, but there are also very, very poor people. And this COVID-19 has exposed the level of poverty. It's not just that they can't buy food to eat, but the fact that without working for 1 week, they can't feed themselves. They can't pay their rent.
It share the level of poverty.
Not share the level of poverty. And in fact, when we had the Mississippi floods, you could see the abject poverty of a lot of people. What am I saying? But all we see is the big
picture now.
They're always projecting richness, savvy, everything is fluid.
Powerful.
Las Vegas, casino, New York, skyscrapers, planes, space, moon and everything. But look at the extent of racism that has been exposed. You understand? And yet they go around talking about other people not exercising human rights. And it's just what goes down in your home, it doesn't matter. So long as you can create an impression, then it's fine. But we are not like that. We live and die together.
There's a bit okay, dear. There's a go for what we dear bro. There's a almost system on the day. As a abolish a traditional system. But people will say okay, the traditional system. Then who is ruling? Because baby could be or hene or what?
Let's say on hene or that, and we're living together. Even a senior what I say. And these people, they fight among themselves. Remember the Irish War with the English? Look at the Spanish and the one more fight with the French. Part of them, the Barcelona people.
Catalans.
Catalans. Everywhere. There's a bit of, putu. But they don't say a tribal war. Yeah, I'm saying a tribal war. A tribal war, okay, call it a tribal war. But we have been living with this for thousands and thousands of years.
And we've survived.
And we've survived. And we've actually thrived. We've had great civilizations emanating from Africa. If you study the history properly, because there's a lot of lies. There's a lot of
false narrative.
False narrative. One more shisha your man to give a misleading picture. But the contributions that Africa has made to the world is immense. Nobody can match it. And why do you think they suppress black people everywhere? Because they know if they leave them,
they're unique people.
Very special.
And Tina said, to your view, because when you look at things like in our tradition, our naming, our marriage system, our morality, because of this foreign culture, do you think that the we buy would it be so necessary to boost our economy forward? Say the
no, you see, you have to know something, say. When people come and tell you to do a wedding, a white wedding, they are selling things to you. What you need for a wedding, you can't find in your own environment. What am I saying? You have to buy a lace, you have to wear a suit, you have to drink champagne and whiskey and cognac and this and that and that and that. Use glasses, eat
limousines.
cake. Everything is from outside. So they are creating what? A market, right? And employment for themselves. Now, what happens if you do a traditional wedding?
Everything will be bought.
Everything that you need for your processes in life, it's from your
community.
So you boost your own economy.
So to what you are saying, most of them are they are bringing economic reasons.
Underlying it, even the fact that they help to destroy our economic production. Even farming, they try to ruin our farming, our poultry and everything because they want to sell to us. They want you to wear jeans because they're selling jeans. And they make jeans so attractive, as if say it is the modern thing to do, it is the rational thing to do. It is not. You know what I mean? It is just persuasion through media. And you know that very well. They can sell you anything. We buy a lot of rubbish.
Sometimes we don't even need them.
We don't need them at all. We
buy to fit in.
Yeah, it's to try. They make you have to be like them to be acceptable. So we strive to be like them. But in so doing, they are beating us economically.
Musicians did do what I mean, so we say, how the music trend and every corner. People don't like it.
Half and half. Already who say traditionally the different groupings one more was some kind of rivalry. What am I saying? To say in crime say, who found man before any chocolate. They have some rivalry. Into the young people they want to better each other. There's that rivalry. And this whole thing about musicians coming from rap, making gangs and stuff, it's a similar structure.
Not community in the world, problem.
And look, if one more communities were because gangs don't feel, communities. And our people have adopted it, but it is not so alien to them. But I think they are going way beyond what I say because it has become a commercial thing. So
go that route now, you will make money.
Yeah.
Me up Bonyuma, Nyansanyum, on Cassentia or Bar, on Cassentia or Bia. There's all make any vulgar statement. Nyansanyum Pauti, or to the new way they define. There's Ubia Grand Kumia some more. But the moment that Ubi Cassetia, and this is music people on the day, and I say, me a little bit passionate about that, and I say, the same music people, you would think that they should know better. I'm gonna support this kind of, and they sit down and debate over this. But a good song about Mobin releasing very nice peaceful song.
In media is what? First of all, our media doesn't support the musicians because they use their products for free. They refuse to pay for it. You understand? And then secondly, the people in the media, using their power to expose music, they've created a warped system. If you don't go through them and bribe them, they can even decide to boycott your music, and then you won't get anywhere. What's the matter? Until the radio people and the DJs, they are becoming richer than musicians all over. Why? Because they control, control, and therefore musicians go to them and pay them. There's a certain amount of that everywhere. Big producers, they are in league with radio producers. They favor them and they expose their music, but they don't do it on say, hey, One for be a man member you more. If the music is good, they will play. What can I say? If the music is good, they will play it. But maybe music be a papa no we are nice enough. Once the music phone crack me, I hate it.
One more time when I will make it sales no more releasing no more at that time. No? It was the 80s, no. Not trend and as compared to now. No? Where it's open so on back out there so come will be payola.
First dentist, honestly. First I can honestly say that when I first released Bayano, nobody asked me for anything. You know, people just loved it and they just played it and exposed it. When I came back with my second album, no, that time no more breaky GBC, Monopoly, no, and there were a pocket
radios were started.
Actually, they were openly asking, you know, and initially they were so happy to get new music and then check it, and if they like it, they just play. But now, no, they don't listen to the music.
Brian Blake, no one here crying.
And that for more cabals into certain groups of popular DJs. They go together and they will promote this and suppress this, depending on how they benefit. You know, and it's
you see if I say oh Ben Brako why you ma men you no come on. But so far as I hope for Brian Blake now to so no yeah more crowd will be at me. Wow.
This has become but you know, we were hoping, say, with the proliferation of more radios and stuff like that, no, this thing will
go away.
Minimize at least. It will never go away completely, but it can minimize. But I think maybe it's not as bad as it could have been.
Because the way there's this guy, your friend Patapa Obonyumbi, one corner. So Obonyumbi was very nice song. It's a chill Musa and a silent Obonyum force or some board here come on in this stone board, mighty. It be mom on your phone, you know, commercial. Or mom on your phone, I say, Bear, Obiki, so I in yes, Kakakra, fee. Do you think, say, a young phone people of these days? You pay an answer a control of the radio stations and any promoters are
control of the radio stations. You know, there is, you know, Sabita Frache, so woke keke, na say mama. Eventually, you want it, you demand it, just conditioning. I say the same concept, the tone your mama and TV, so they show the same thing over and over and over.
Your mind
before you know, it has become a part of you. You understand? It is just the repetitive, that's the whole control process. They numb you, and you know, I remember, funny thing, one time when I was in England, went to projects with school children, into more African culture, the idea. Into the drums, traditional drums that they play, be confanochi, and I say one of the announcing stories, by from near dinner. That way, you yes, the cinema con who's old lady be this pizza. I'm saying, oh, have they finished? I'm saying, oh, I need your pa, no. Nikunu, your doctor. But it's not Cape Coast. Now, just say, about first, no.
Drums,
people, they piano on board drums. At first, they used to hate it so much. But eventually, no.
Awareness smooth.
They say, or Tisa be around or so okoti compulsion. It has become a part of her. You know, something that she actually hated. But she would do anything to hear it again. Control.
We share music in the industry, the way it's moving. Now they compare time one, more generous, more peaking. That time, and then now, would you think say a crossroad and I say a baffle as the music itself, a crossroad and a baffle?
That's a difficult one, you know, because for our music, those days, you have hindsight now, And those that you remember are those that passed through and survived and endured, what must I say. But I can tell you, sir, there were so many releases that fell by the wayside. There were so many, and there's some rubbish songs that got popular, and now nobody ever listens to them. It be once in a while for
it was a hit, but
it'll be on TV because it was just a passing fast.
Any substance.
And it's difficult to judge. At the same time, I have to say, sir, there are some songs now which are very good. Sometimes you hear, and some of the Highlife is really, really good. Sometimes you hear Bisake Day, you hear Kofi Kinata.
Very good.
You know, even a Bakra woman. But if you see the woman, the Takashin Kwa, just say something popular.
They did that. But time on that kind of behaviors, maybe.
No.
Say we see an ampedu now, yeah.
No. I mean, there were rivalries, but it wasn't to that extent. Because of their attitude, almost too much. So, but I did so. You're just a normal.
And then it had nothing to do with music, you know.
No, it has nothing.
Personal relationships.
Yes, personal attitude and relationships, but nothing to do with. And of course, I mean, there were a lot of songs that were just pure rubbish anyway.
At that time.
Oh yes, you know.
There's nothing new.
There's nothing new. It's just more blown up.
Maybe it could be to say be radio, internet, and adults and they access to most of the song as compared to back in the day. Could also be a factor.
That could be a factor. I mean, there's people are more access the media much more than before. Before, no radio crowd, it's always a champion. And let's say everybody can have access to purely on their phone. And it's a different world. It's a different world, and it's a digital world, which is so different.
This year election year, Ghana. You know, musicians be brave and say political parties. And what's your view of it? Do you think as a musician who appeal to all the masses now? Do you think it's a right to say best support to a particular political party? Say may endorse this party and campaign for them.
I think it depends on your own level of understanding and appreciation of your society, your own society. Sometimes I've seen a lot of Ghanaians, they support parties purely for the benefit that they can get from it. What must I say? And a lot of people who say only the MPP staunch because only be free. Even one more youth now want say election time, I say harvest time. And that's probably all they're going to get over the next 4 years. And the poverty and the lack of enterprise, helps this kind of party politics, which is detrimental to the whole social stability. What do I say? And a lot of musicians I've seen say they play on that. They use that and they get money. And good luck to them. If that's the game they want to play, I cannot tell them, say, this is how you make your income, so don't do it. But it depends on your own level of consciousness. What do you know anyway? And then what do you want? What do you want to support? What do you want to promote? What do you want to push? It's an individual thing. I cannot.
But do you personal, the offer said, what do you think? Say, will you endorse a political party? Say, political party be approached you, Mr. Ben Brako, I need you in my campaign. Will you do that?
I find it very, very difficult. I've been approached a few times, but I find it very difficult. Sometimes I speak my mind, but I mean, I'm not a fanatical type of person. Mintimin can say, oh, media, hearts of folk till I die, and I kotoko. For good or bad. Mintesa, if I see good footballer, I admire it. What must I say? If anything is good, I like it. Eduane say, Mintimi can say, media fufu. One people fufu just say, no. If it tastes good, I like it.
And
found, but you find say, your traditional foods, you have a bias towards them. And we find invariably after a while, and we've rediscovered say some of our traditional foods are the best foods anyway, But school a foreign influences we say sausage didn't just say or a nipa. I'm not a fanatical type of person. I just want what is right and what is the best. That's all.
For the society.
And I don't think party politics is the right thing for Ghana.
To you, there's a traditional way now. Language-wise. Language-wise. Me hear obi video be here. Now I can say and cry confused. If so, go school near catch and say insu a water. No befie near case insua and cry confused. Among for we so your argument to say in Ghana no there are multiple dialects of Ghana. And the only thing I say me choose dialect we national language and as bisa. Do you think say every dialect every me a use on one dialect around any community and now say we should choose one of the local dialects and make one
in every official country, First of all, let's establish the fact that Ghana is an artificial country. It is not a natural country. It was created by the white people. They cut through homes, through communities. In Tibi, the same house, a Togo, a Ghana. And all the borders are like that. And all over Africa is like that. So there's no natural country system like that. You're bunching in together. And we have been forced to live like that. It is difficult. But you find, say, invariably, there are nations, say the Ashanti or even say the Akan nation. It is a group of people that can, communicate quite easily. And even outside of that, long before English came, our people were trading and communicating with each other. The Gas, the Evers, the Guans, whatever. What am I saying? The Dagumbas, we interacted. What am I saying? The first
with no difficulty.
With no difficulty. And just because you are trading with the Evers doesn't mean say everybody has to speak Ever. And there are many nations in this world who don't speak English. They have a few people who speak English. That is enough for them to communicate with the English. And also you find that as a nation, every big nation, look at even China, they have many more languages and dialects than Ghana, Africa. But they choose one, the biggest. Mandarin as the official language. It doesn't mean say the other languages are useless. The languages are still learned and the cultures preserved within the communities from whence they come. What am I saying? And to say Ghana say, look, a simple fact, whether you accept it or not, Twi is the lingua franca. I'm telling you, over 90% of every business transaction in Ghana is done in Twi. You may refuse to see it.
Or accept it.
But it's the reality. I say the chiefs are ruling so many areas of Ghana, but people think the chieftaincy is out. But the reality is that people live on a chieftaincy. Same reality is that people communicate in Twi. It doesn't mean say your Ever or your Ga is wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. And what we must be very clever people. You know why? Because if you go to China to learn, I say, first of all, you have to learn English to get an education here. And then if you go to China to study, you have to learn Chinese and compete with Chinese people to do the course. You understand? You see the stumbling blocks, the difficulties. It's the same way we have to learn English to go to school. And it doesn't make us any wiser or smarter. It only makes us have access. And the access is that all the laws and rules are made in English. So without English, you are sidelined.
Nothing can be done.
And we are sidelining some of the wisest and cleverest people because they
don't speak a different language.
They have a difficulty with languages. So what? And you see a lot of smart people who didn't take education to any level. But they are smart. They were smart, all the professors, any day.
Mr. Ben, what's Ghana music right now? Who will you say is really doing Highlife music right now?
It's difficult because, music, like culture, is dynamic. It changes. Even Highlife itself has a lot of foreign influences. You have to admit, there's calypso in it, there's this and that. Even the instruments you use are foreign. Music is dynamic. It changes with the time. So it's difficult to say, it has to be this. But we have to maintain a core from which people can borrow to create, what you must say, so that we don't lose it. I say, I have an institute called the Highlife Institute. And our basic aim is to ensure, Highlife music remains more organic and traditional rather than, for instance, synthetic. And for instance, before long, you can't tell Highlife from for instance, funk. So there has to be a core from which people can borrow and use to create.
And we see the identity of Highlife in it.
Maintain the identity of Highlife, basically. That's what we're talking about. And it's difficult to just judge like that. But recently there was a controversy about Shatta Wale being chosen as a Highlife artist, And it's difficult. It's not easy, to categorize
music. But what's your deserve Highlife?
I mean, in particular song, but sometimes there's a confusion between what is Highlife and what is traditional. You know what I mean? Because expressions are very, very traditional. But what do you go to it's just a fan say Highlife. And it's difficult. Sometimes some of our artists, to say, could you say, to me, express it in a very traditional way. To say, Sante Formo Tonium, to say, Daddy Lumbanum, say, see Tonium, no, de Casano. But it be a bit in your Highlife. What am I say? But
the elements,
the feeling is Highlife. And it's difficult to start with. So I cannot sit here and put my hand on my heart and say that this is Highlife, this is not Highlife.
In your time, generation, musician being an influence in your music career?
Locally?
Yeah, locally.
As usual, me one-sided. I borrow the beautiful things from so many different. I loved a lot of the musicians, Especially, I love some of their songs. I must say, not every song. Because Betty musician be open but a lot of the songs require what you be yo. But one or two songs no ne. I just think that I borrow from the beauty that I see in everything around me. That which touches me, I take and use it as a basis for building something beautiful. But I must say, I admire CK Man a lot. Papa Yankson. We've had Nanam Pedu. I love his stories. So many of them. I love them. But it's because of their music. Men can say, be a polygamous in tea. Say, polygamous. No. I have my own way of life. But I love the beauty that I see in the people around me. And I try to emulate that to make my life more beautiful.
That's it. When you are the end of who say new way, it's on my heart and new way many with my couple of ones.
And any wrong question. I say wumba. But for different reasons. But
it's a kick in different
situations. But I think some of the songs that reflect my thinking, and I wrote these songs, mature, to say, you say if you listen to it, you will hear me speaking, my mind. If you listen to a song like Intasi, yeah, Kasem about Emma, you know, and how sometimes we're not fair to them. If you listen to maybe Maguzi talking about the joys of various stages of life. So, Mokomi Krum, you know, we were talking a lot.
It is all if
I'm not in love with it, I can't in clean conscience release it just because I want to do it. So I don't do that. I don't do songs just to do songs. It has to mean something to me.
Any project be ever out and say, or will be a share anymore?
May release Nyumbi on the 5th of September.
Next month, yeah. Oh, okay.
A friend Adoma.
Who said that trauma will be an Edino?
Aye, Adoma. Make sure you know, but it happens. It's a prophecy. You know, it has come to pass. I'm in love with Adoma.
Oh, okay. And the with video.
Yeah, my own video in
Official be but Johanna also.
Adoma no.
Oh, okay. When I say, oh, my quiet now on the Kasai.
Oh, Miss Medamas.
From the Bojies. I can present to me.
Okay. And tech, I support the philosophy behind tech. And I'm happy and grateful, sir, for bringing me sample.
Not so better.